As many of us wait for the future seasons of Young Justice to drop on HBO Max, one thing we all have to admit is that Greg Weisman and team have built one heck of a comic book world. Their Earth 16 characters are some of the most popular in all of fandom, and this begs a pretty big question. What would make a great spin-off of Young Justice? And here's our top 5 ideas. Now, before we break all this down, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about the big giveaway. We're going to give away this PlayStation 5 at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get on this giveaway is be a subscriber and leave some sort of comment. Now remember, this is just us having a little fun. None of this is official or come from any official source like Greg Weisman. This is just what we think should happen or would be great for the fans. First and foremost, let's start with Bowhunter Security. Now, if you watch Season 3, you were introduced to Bowhunter Security, which is actually a private security firm located in Star City, which is owned and run by the Harper brothers, Will, Jim, and Roy. We did get that great episode where Dick Grayson teamed up with them for a mission, and I think personally this would be one of the best spin-offs possible. Now, at first you might think, 3 characters that are so similar in the same show, but if you've been watching this series, you know all 3 of them have evolved along quite a different path and are distinctly different personalities. Also, some of our villains are built in, and the fact that they are clones and so tied to Cadmus makes writing a series, even a limited series, pretty easy to work out. I love all 3 characters, and that's pretty much why I would want to see Bowhunter Security, maybe given a chance. My second choice is Generation Justice. Well, what's Generation Justice? Well, that's a good question. One of the things I noticed from many fan comments when I asked this question over on Twitter was that many people wanted to see characters that had not even appeared on the show. We actually got introduced to Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne last season, although they were children, and many other children of heroes on the show. This sets up a pretty interesting scenario where you could fast forward the clock 15 or 20 years, and all of a sudden, you have a new generation of heroes ready to take up their respective mantles and go on adventures. This kind of storytelling is exactly what Greg Weisman and crew are really good at, and I think this as a story idea would be potentially a goldmine. Now, the third idea for a spin-off show for Young Justice would be simply the Justice League. From day one, the Justice League characters in this show have been absolutely top-notch. And actually, as the show has evolved, we've seen some of our Young Justice members even join the league. What would be really perfect is maybe if we got a series, or a limited series, using that same Young Justice team, except maybe set somewhere in the past. You could even reuse the sidekick versions of the initial members of the Young Justice team and show some new adventures, all while teasing what we already know. It seems the second most popular idea for a spin-off show we got a 1-second tease for, and that would be Legion of Superheroes. Now, the Legion of Superheroes are a classic Silver Age comic and really take the DC Universe in a different direction and almost simpler and sometimes purer version of comics. Very much a throwback. Now, it appears in Young Justice Season 4, we're going to meet some members of the Legion, and it's highly speculated they may have been hanging out already with one of our favorite team members, Wally West. A Legion of Superheroes series would be a hit, but a Legion of Superheroes show with Wally West replacing Superboy as that time-traveling role would be absolutely epic, and fans would explode. Now, clearly, the number one spinoff for Young Justice to me would be Batman Inc. From day one, the Bat family on this show has been spectacular. Our initial introduction to Dick Grayson and the evolution of all the other Bat family members, including Tim Drake and Barbara Gordon, was awesome during seasons 1 and 2. But during season 3 and that massive expansion of the Bat family to include some new characters like Spoiler and Arrowette, as well as Cassandra Cain, to me is just epic. And quite honestly, a Batman series with all of these characters by Greg Weisman and crew, I would be there all day long. Now, there was lots of other ideas for spin-off shows for Young Justice from lots of fans, so maybe we do a part 2 to this video, I don't know yet, but I am really curious on what you guys would like to see spun out of Young Justice. I think the only other thing I could sort of think of right now might be the Outsiders, but quite honestly, they got enough attention during season 3. Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not going to get any updates. Peace.